What is going on, guys? Steven here, and today I want to show you how to easily host a Minecraft server on Windows in about 10 to 15 minutes. For this tutorial we will use the latest version of Minecraft, which is currently version 1.8. And now I want to show you which tools and programs you need to download, and as always you can find all the download links down below in the description. So let's get started, guys. Okay, now before you can host a Minecraft server, you should think about, can I host it with my PC? Because, for instance, if you can barely run Minecraft, it may be not a good idea to run a Minecraft server because it will lag out your computer. Also, you should think, for how many people do you want to host a server? Maybe you can host a server for 4 people, but not for 50 people. And also you should think about, maybe rent a server and do not host it at home if your internet connection is slow. But you can check all that out at canihostaminecraftserver.com. Now here you have to fill in your connection upload speed, your download speed, and how much RAM you have. Because hosting a server depends on the speed of your computer and also on the internet connection speed. And yeah, so we have here connection upload speed, download speed. If you don't know your upload and download speed, just go to speedtest.net and do a little speed test. Then you will see your upload and download speed, which you just have to enter here. Now you also need to know how much RAM your computer has. And most people know that, but just to show you how to find it out, you go here to Start and to Control Panel and System. If you cannot access that because you have Windows 8, just press the Windows button on the keyboard and the R button, and this will open up here the Run console, and here just open the Control Panel. So just enter here Control Panel, go to OK, and then you're in here. And now you click on System. And here you will see installed memory, and here I have 16 gigabytes of RAM. So I can just enter here 16,000. Should be accurate. And now you go here to tell me what I can run. You can host a maximum of 15 players. What the fuck, with 16 gigabytes of RAM I can just host 15 players? And now you need to think, what is limiting my server? And it's definitely the internet connection speed, especially the upload speed. You have to have a pretty good upload speed in order to host a server for many people. And for instance, if you just double the upload speed, then you go here to tell me what I can run. I can host also double the players, because the RAM is not limiting, it's the connection speed. And yeah, if you just have 1 gigabyte of RAM, for instance, but a pretty good internet connection, you can also just host about 12 players. So you have to think, do you want to host it at home for just a few people, or maybe rent a server if you want to make a really big server? Okay, so basically that's it, and then you can download the necessary files. So just go here to minecraft.net/download, you don't have to log in for that. Now on this website just download the Minecraft server.exe file under multiplayer server. Just do a right click on that and go to save as and save it somewhere in your desktop. Here you will also see a little tip on how to allocate more RAM to Minecraft, actually to Java, and I will also show you later how that works. And yeah, we were talking about Java, so you have to download the latest version of Java. Otherwise Minecraft will not work and also the server will not work. So just make sure you download the latest version of Java and you also install that. Then reboot your PC and also make a new folder here for the server.exe file, because the server.exe file will create some files which you will have then in the server folder. Oh yeah, so now it's time to run the Minecraft server for the first time. And just to be sure, we will grant it admin rights. So do a right click on the Minecraft server.exe file, go to Properties, Compatibility, and make sure you tick Run this program as an administrator and go to OK. Okay, when you have done that, you can just double click the Minecraft server.exe file. Go here to yes, and there you go. You should now have a Java window and it should be blank and empty. That means the server is not running. First of all, you have to accept the end user license agreement. So just close the Minecraft server, go to your Minecraft server folder, and here you should find the end user license agreement. So just go do a right click on that, go to edit, and here you have to change this from false to true. That means you did read the end user license agreement here, which you can find under this link, okay? So just copy that, have a look at that. If not, it's also good. Just set this here to true. And then you have to save this. So just go here to save and you're ready to go. Now rerun the Minecraft server.exe file. And now it should build up the file database. So as you can see, you have here some new files. And yeah, also the server is now running. Now we have to close the server again and have a look at the server properties. But first of all, I want to explain what files you can find here in the server folder. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so let me quickly tell you what you can find in the server folder. First of all, here you can find the logs folder, and here you'll find latest, which is a text document, which you can easily open up by just double clicking it. And here you can see what has happened to your server to which time. You can also see when people have connected, when they disconnect. If the server crashes, it will also be here in the logs, so shut down or crash or whatever. And you can check here what has happened to your server. And that's pretty useful. Then here we got world, and basically that folder contains your world files, basically the map on which you play on. And you can also import worlds from the internet. For instance, if you have a cool world, you can just download that and copy that into the world folder. You can also make a new folder, and I will later show you how to switch between the world folders. Then let's go back here. Here you should find JSON files. And usually you can open them up by just right clicking them. Then you go here to open with. And now you choose using Notepad. If you cannot see it, just go here to more options. And here you should find somewhere in text editor or Notepad. If not, you have to go to look for another app on this PC and browse manually for the editor path. Okay, so just open that up. And here you can see banned IPs. So currently it's empty. But if you want to ban IPs, you just have to insert them here. For instance, if you play on a cracked server and you have different usernames, and you ban a player, he can go back with a different name. But if you ban his IP, it's a little bit harder to go back because he has to use a VPN proxy or whatever to get back on the server because his IP is banned. And yeah, that just works for countries where people have static IPs. I will explain that a little bit later. Here we also got banned players, so you can just ban the player name, and you also can open it up with a text editor. End user license agreement, we had that before. Here we have OPs, basically that are the admins, so you can insert them here, OP mode. Then here we got server properties, and that's also a text file. We also got user cache, and actually user cache just caches the usernames to check them. We also got here whitelist. If you want to have a whitelist on your server, then here you can insert the people which are whitelisted. Okay, so basically that's it. And now let's have a look at the server properties and how to set it up. Okay guys, now the server properties can be opened up by just right clicking them and going to open with, and once again choose Notepad. Okay, now here you can see the server options, and basically they are really easy to use. So if you can see something which is set to false, if you want to set it to true, just do like we did it before with the end user agreement. Just go here to true and hit the save button. But yeah, we'll just keep that here on false. And we also have here server port, for instance. So that is pretty important because we have to port forward in order to get people connected to our server. Otherwise the connection will be blocked. So note that port down. And you will also see here several options like the difficulty, then if you want to have PvP, if you want to spawn NPCs. So there are really many options and they're pretty easy to edit, and I will leave a link down below in the description on how to edit the server properties and what you have to set to which value to get the result you want. And it's pretty easy, and if there's demand on that, I will do an extra video. But just to keep this video a little bit shorter, we'll now focus on how to set it up to have it at least working. And you can play around with the options on your own, or I will do an update video on that. Now make sure that you note down the port. That's the default port which Minecraft is using. It's 25565. And now we have to go to our router and forward this port. Or if you have a modem with integrated router, you have to connect to your modem. And now I want to show you how to find out the IP address of your modem to connect to it, and then we can port forward the default port of Minecraft. Okay, now finding out your default modem and router address is actually pretty easy. On Windows you just have to go here to Start, Run, here you type cmd, that's the command prompt, and then you hit the enter button and then you should see here the console. If you don't have a Windows button, you can press Windows plus R, type in cmd, hit the enter button, and you have the command prompt here too. Okay, so let's make this a little bit bigger. And now we're going to type ipconfig /all. Just hit the enter button. And now you need to know, are you connected with a cable or over Wi-Fi, so wireless, to your modem or router? Because if you're connected with cable to the router, you have to search for an Ethernet adapter. Now if you're connected over Wi-Fi, you have to check if you can see something like wireless or Wi-Fi, okay? And we have here Ethernet adapter. So that's my main adapter which is connected with a cable to the router. And yeah, you have to check if you have more of them. Usually it's just the first one which also has here default gateway, something like 10.0 or 192 point anything, okay? Just note down here the default gateway, because that is the address of your router, of your modem. And after you have noted that down, you just open up your favorite web browser and you just enter here the IP address. So just go here to 10.0.138. And yeah, so I have to enter my master password on Firefox. And usually, if you haven't set a password here for your modem or router, it's something like admin or admin password. I will leave some standard passwords down below in the description. So if you don't know them, you have to check or ask your parents if you don't own the router, what's the password, or you have to check the default password. So just log in here to your router or modem with your password and your username. And now that depends on the router modem you're using. Because here I'm using the router from my provider. And here I have to check somewhere under advanced settings, there's port mapping. And here I have to go to settings, port mapping, yeah. You have to look for port forwarding or port mapping, so that's really important. And now you have to go to new user-defined port mapping. And here you just enter for the name, for instance, Minecraft. And now you go to forward every port. And you forward the 25565 port to 25565, and make sure you do that at TCP and UDP, okay? So just go here to UDP2, 25565, once again 25565. So you now should have a new port mapping which is called Minecraft. You should find here the port range, and it's TCP and UDP from 25565, the default port, to 25565. And on some modem or routers, you have to apply that port rule to some local IP. That means to the IP of your computer, which is the host of the server. And you can find the IP usually also in the command prompt. So please check that out. And if you still don't know how to port forward, I will leave a link down below in the description, which basically tells you how that works on different modems and different routers. So please get used to that, because without open ports, you can't actually connect to the server, and that will be a huge problem. So make sure the ports are forwarded correctly. Okay, now to get somebody connected to the server, you have to give him your IP address. That may be a problem in some countries. For instance, in my country, I have dynamic IP. That means I get a new IP every 24 hours at least, or at every reconnect. So if I reconnect to the internet, I have a new IP. That's pretty awesome, because yeah, it's hard to DDoS somebody because you don't know his IP. But it's also pretty shit, because if you just reconnect, then you have a different IP and people can't connect anymore to your Minecraft server. Now to find out what's your IP, you go to whatsmyip.org. Then you should see here your IP address. And now you can give somebody the IP address to connect to the server. Now if you don't want to do that, or if you have, as me, dynamic IP, you have to create a dynamic DNS or static DNS, okay? And there are free services, pretty good as noip.com. You can find the link down below in the description. And you can create here a free DNS, basically this DNS here gives your Minecraft server a name like myminecraftserver.net, and you can connect over the domain to your server and you don't have to connect over the IP. So that's pretty good. And here at noip.com you have a free DNS service. You have to reactivate the DNS every 30 days. There's no 100% uptime guarantee, but anyway, it's for free, you don't have to pay anything. And in the next video, I will show you how to configure that and how to use it. Okay, then let's have a look at my IP address. So now, just for testing the server, I will use it. Then we will also use the port we have forwarded before. And now let's have a look at the server and let's see if we can connect to the server. And after that, I will show you how to tweak the server. Okay guys, we are now here in Minecraft. And now to connect to the server, we first of all have to run it. So just go to your server folder and double click the server.exe file, and there we go. So now the server is up and running, and let's see if we can connect. So we are now going to multiplayer, and here we go to direct connect, and here you just have to fill in your IP address. Now you also fill in here a double point, and now you add the port which you have forwarded. So the default port here 25565. Now we're going to join server, and if everything works, then we should log in right now. Okay, so you can see it works. I'm now on the server, and you just have to wait a little bit until it loads the map. And there we go. Now I can move around. I'm now connected to my server over the internet, so not just on the local network. And now you should also see your player name in the player list. So if you go out here and check out the player list in the Minecraft server window, then you should see here all the players which are connected, and Tremone is my username, so the server is up and running. The log is not here, so the log is in the file I've showed you before, and the server works, so you can play, that's definitely good, but we just have one small problem, because we don't have much RAM allocated to Minecraft, and if you want to play with some more people, you maybe should allocate some more RAM to the Minecraft server.exe file. And that's what we're doing right now. So let's go out of Minecraft, and now I want to show you how to boost your server. Last but not least, let me show you quickly how to allocate more RAM to the Minecraft server. To make it really easy, we will use a batch file. And the batch file is actually just a text file which contains one line of code. And if you run that batch file, it runs the Minecraft server.exe file with some advanced parameters, so you get more RAM onto that. And you can also do that with startup parameters, but if you're not familiar with that, then please use this batch file here. So let me show you how to create it. First of all, you have to create a new text file in your server folder. So go here to new and text document and just name it to run. And now you can open it up, okay? So the text file should now be blank. So let me quickly edit my batch file here. And now the batch file, so the code, contains just of the Java folder. Then here the minimum RAM you want to allocate, the maximum RAM, -char, and the name of the Minecraft server.exe file. So the name has to be exactly like the Minecraft server.exe file is called. Now first of all we have to check if the Java path is valid. If you have Windows 7 or Windows 8, that is maybe different. Also if you have 32-bit systems, 64-bit system, then it's different for sure. So you have to check if the path is correct. And I will leave some of the codes down below in the description, so you can just copy paste it into your notepad file. But just double check if the path to Java is correct. And to check that, you just open it up, so just go here to C, so your local hard drive. Maybe there's a different letter, so be careful. Then you go here to program files. You should find here Java, okay, that's correct. Java runtime environment. In the bin folder, there should be then the javaw.exe file. If you can see it, everything is good to go. Now here you should have your java.exe file, don't forget the quotes. Now here you type -xms, that's the minimum RAM you want to allocate. Let's just keep that here in 1 GB. If you want more, you can also give it, for instance, I don't know, 2048, so if you want to do that. Just if you don't have 64-bit, you cannot give it more than 4 GB, okay? So you have to know that. Let's just stick here with 1 GB for the test. Now Xmx is the maximum amount of RAM, and it should be clear that it has to be higher than the minimum amount, or at least the same as the minimum amount, otherwise it will not run. And for instance, you can also set it to 2 GB, then it will start with 1 GB and go up to 2 GB if needed. And you can also write 2G, and that would mean 2 GB. Now when you're done with that, just save it as all files. That's important, otherwise you will get a text file again. And don't forget to add .bat to the file name. And now you just save that into your server folder. So just double click here and go to save. Now you can close it, and now you should have a batch file in your server folder. Now you can easily double click that, then it opens up the console, and the console now runs the Minecraft server.exe file if everything is correct. And the first thing you should see if everything was correct, that you have a lot of more free RAM. You now have 90% of free RAM, so we're just using 100 megabytes of 1 GB. And you can also set the maximum amount of RAM higher if you want to host more players. That really depends on how big the server should be. And yeah, we're now done. So now your friends should be able to connect to your server. And in the next videos, I will show you how to configure the server, how to get a DNS, static or dynamic, so you get a domain for your server, how to install plugins, and I will just split the whole setup process in some videos. So just be patient. When I got some spare time, I will continue with this tutorial. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching. You can find everything you need down below in the description. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as always guys, thanks for watching. Bye bye.